Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm Business Development Manager for Mighty Missions, and in the next 5 minutes, I'll try and stick to my time. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do. We're a new company, and we're piloting at the moment with 2 attractions in Scotland, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. So Mighty Missions is an app with augmented reality missions or trails for visitor attractions. And I'm sure that most of you are familiar with augmented reality, but essentially we're taking digital images and placing them over the real world. So we're putting them into visitors' surroundings when they're visiting attractions. We have launched the app, but we're piloting at the moment. And we've been doing some interesting testing, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment. So we work with attractions to create a bespoke mission or a bespoke interactive trail, and we are bringing attraction stories to life. So we're creating that story based on what the attraction's key messages are, what their learning objectives are, and we're creating characters as well. Whether it's a character from the past, a museum, or specific themed attractions, present day or futuristic science centre type sites, and we also work with animals as well. And our app and our missions are target children aged 7 and upwards and their families. So we've gone for the kind of Minecraft, Lego style characters that they all know and love. So a visitor would download the app on their own personal device, and from there they can access which mission they'd like to play. And essentially it's an interactive treasure hunt around the attraction. So they have to solve clues to find special markers, and when they scan those markers, the next clue is unlocked. And there are kind of fun puzzles and things to take part in along the way. And we can take the messages, the material, other things from the attraction, archived material, and we can put those into the clues to really tailor the clues and all the content to what story the attraction would like to tell. So here, you might recognise this is Burns poetry. So we're able to put the To a Mouse poem into the clue for the players to solve. Once you've scanned a marker, then you've also got the opportunity to play a little game or complete a puzzle. And again, this is all based on the marker that you've just scanned, or the character that you're trying to find, or the message that we're trying to communicate. So all the time, it's a learning tool, gives us an opportunity to talk about things that we might not be able to see at the attraction for whatever reason, whether it's space, or whether it's archived material, video footage that we can't show, we can put it into the app. So here on the left, you can see we've been talking about the importance. This is, I'll go on to talk about it in a minute, but this is at Edinburgh Zoo, where we've just run some on-site testing. They're one of our pilot partners. So we were talking about the importance of keeping the penguin water free of litter. Because people do throw their litter in, which is a bit surprising. So you can tap the bottles to get rid of the litter, and that's just a little kind of game that you play after you've scanned the marker, which would then unlock the next clue. And on the right here, there was a message about chimpanzee conservation. So one of the initiatives in Africa, in the Budongo, is encouraging farmers to plant crops that chimps don't like, so that they don't eat the crops, which is better for the farmer and better for the chimp as well. So these are some of the games that are incorporated within the Mighty Mission. So the markers we create with attractions, and I should say probably at this point it doesn't just have to be attractions, because we're also looking into and exploring city trails as well. The augmented reality trails can be either indoors or outdoors. And the markers look like this, and visitors have to find these markers in specially selected locations, and once they've scanned them, up pops a message. So here you can see that we're talking about running DNA tests on to find out what tigers have eaten, and as any parent will know, we are talking about a subject very close to children's heart, which is toilet humour, which helps. We're taking quite a complex subject of DNA analysis and making it engaging for children. And I'll quickly scoot on. The idea is that this is a network of quests with different attractions featured on a website, and families can collect characters for their online collection, take them home, interact with them, see where else they can play it. So it becomes not only a learning tool, but a way of encouraging visitors through the door, cross-marketing, and also a way of encouraging members back, something new, and you can drive secondary revenue as well if you want to incentivise cafe or shop visits. So very quickly, we are piloting in a National Trust for Scotland site in Ayrshire, Robert Burns Birthplace Museum, which is fantastic because we can encourage visitors to go throughout the site rather than just staying either at the museum or the play park, as a lot of kids do. And we're taking what could be quite a dry subject for kids and making it fun. And we've also just finished some on-site testing at Edinburgh Zoo. And of those that completed the mission, 100% said that the app added value. They felt the app added something to their visit, and they felt that their children learned something that might not otherwise have known. They explored different areas, went right to the top of the hill, which they might not ordinarily have done, and they said that they'd like to play it again at another location. So a whistle-stop tour, but I am exhibiting today, so if anybody has any questions or would like further information, then I'll be here. Thank you.
Yeah, so I believe you guys, everyone has a smartphone, right? So smartphone actually changing how we behave daily and how we change when we go travel. So 85% of the travelers, they actually decide what to do, where to eat, where they are at the destination. And some more facts is more travelers like me, my friends, they are very adventurous. They have like spontaneous behavior. You just buy a flight and then just go somewhere. Obviously, we book accommodation beforehand. We also want to know about the inside deals or knowledge about the cities, and we are craving for social interactions. And once again, mobile phone is very important. And some facts for the industry. For example, they are really addicted to like price cutting, from hotels to flights. We have lastminute.com as we and hotel tonight. We can see like those are covering for the hotel, tour, those kind of areas. And travelers stand upon that we are actually exploring a new area for food and drinks. And what we do, we build a social media platform for travelers and help them to find deals nearby. And this is our platform. It's very easy to use. 4 screens, you can see everything here. First, you share experience with people that you don't know, and you can also meet up with people nearby. And then you can search for discounts, for example, breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee, and tea. And then you can see a bunch of options like 10% off, 10% off, and then you can reserve people straight away. So everything can be done within 1 minute. And we show all the relevant information just next to you with the distance. We have multiple ways to attract more customers for the business. So it's not just like, so for example, we have like PriceBase, Café Andalus on George Brokerage. I believe that everyone knows about it. £10 for 2 tapas and pan catalan. Or next to Royal Mile, we have Spanch for 30% off total food bills. Or you can have like buy one get one free burgers on Friday 339. So we have different kinds of offers for our users. And just because we have multiple ways of promoting business are really like welcome to us as well. Why Travel Hour? From a user's perspective, they have a really strong profile on our platform, and everything is very easy to navigate. Most importantly, everything is free to use, free to download, free to interact with users, free to access to deals. Elsewhere, it's not available. We have all the integration, we have booking, we have navigation straight away, so everything is one stop. Why Travel from the business perspective is we have flexibility. We only charge when we bring customers to them. Free analysis because we are a social media platform, so we have all the data available for the users. So this is a pricing model. Free for users once again, and we only charge business when we bring customers to them. So why are we here today, or why why am I here today? Because we are passionate about all the experience travel has to offer. And we, Travel Outlets, are here, and we want to get as many cooperation as possible. For example, accommodation providers, activities or tours company, or other businesses that are relevant to the travel industry. So that's me, and thank you very much for having me in this 5 minutes time.
I'd like you all to imagine your best friend's birthday that you've decided to travel to celebrate. Your friend has made all the arrangements, planned ahead to ensure each venue has everything you need and is accessible to all. You arrive at the first location on schedule, eager to get inside and start the celebrations. Except your friend, because they're in a wheelchair and there's a step at the entrance that none of the online information thought to mention existed, cannot enter. Imagine how this person feels and the negative impact this one small piece of information can have on the group's entire trip. Unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident. There are over 13 million disabled people in the UK, and a recent accessibility survey found that 86% had had a similarly bad experience due to inaccurate, misleading and confusing information on a company's website. In fact, UK businesses are missing out on £1.8 billion of lost revenue each month by ignoring the needs of disabled customers. So, my name is Michael, and I'm here today to give you a brief summary as to why providing the right access information online is important and how being inclusive can help benefit your business. So, what do we mean when we talk about accessibility? Well, although there's a significant part of it, we are not just talking about wheelchair users. Of the 13 million disabled people in the UK, only approximately 6% use a wheelchair. The rest is mainly made up of those with hearing and visual impairments, learning difficulties, and long-term health. But on top of that, if you include groups such as pregnant mothers, young families, the elderly, those with short-term health issues, it becomes a significant and increasing pool of potential customers. So to those customers that are looking for it, accurate, up-to-date, and whole customer journey information is so important. And 85% of those looking opt to check a venue's website first and usually last for information on accessibility. However, many websites don't have any access information at all, or the ones that do, it can be very difficult to find, or not even listed on the website at all. Fundamentally, it's not providing the information that many people are looking for. And if they can't find it, nearly 50% automatically presume a venue is inaccessible and take their business elsewhere. So people do not have the confidence a venue will be accessible for them, even if it is. So we want businesses to better connect with all their potential customers. The accessibility market in the UK is worth £250 billion per year. And globally, the accessible tourism market alone is an emerging market the size of China with over £5.5 trillion to spend. So with 4 million tourists visiting Edinburgh each year, generating over £1.3 billion in visitor expenditure, it's never been more important to ensure your business is inclusive as it can be. So Uvert is a business born out of frustration, and in this digital age, many people can still not find the relevant information they are looking for online before visiting a venue. We use VR to create a virtual journey map that allows your customers to plan their whole itinerary in a virtual environment, to give them the confidence, information, and independence to be able to access your business. By using VR this way, we take away the need to rely on the inaccurate, misleading, and confusing information, and allow your customers to make an informed decision about how best they can access your business. So I'd like to take you back to my friend in the initial story. We have the technology, and more importantly, we all have the opportunity to reduce the chance of this happening to anyone else. So I'd like to ask if any of the audience have a business, place, or website, to go and have a look at the access information online and ask yourself, is it providing the information my customers are looking for, and does it serve them best? If it doesn't, make some improvements. Even the cheapest, smallest changes can have the biggest effect. Or if you think we can help and you'd like to chat, give us a call or come and see us this afternoon. Thank you.